This is thermal compound, call it heat sink compound. It is used in your computer to allow keep the processor cool, and that is so that the machine works efficiently without it slowing down. Now, how do you think it works? But first, let me give you an analogy. Imagine holding a hot piece of metal using the tip of your finger. You may not feel the heat that much as compared to if I grabbed it entirely like this. My hand will absorb all that heat, and trust me, the amount of burn or pain I will get is high. Now, the thermal compound is to enable literally us grab the heat of the processor. This is a motherboard from a computer laptop. Now, if you look at this right here that you see there, that is the computer's processor. And when you look at this grayish material that I have just cleaned off, that is heat sink compound. So heat sink compound basically makes sure that the heat sink is grabbing well onto the processor so that heat is absorbed from the processor and then taken all the way to the cooling fins. And then now that's when the cooling fins will blow cold air to keep this side cold so that heat keeps on flowing towards this side. So thermal compound comes in that it helps with increasing the thermal contact, thermal bond. I mean, it's a bit funny that a fluid should be what will allow heat to be perfectly absorbed by this metal plate here that is screwed over the CPU. Basically, the CPU actually is what consumes most of the power on your laptop if it is running at maximum performance. And this is the motherboard of a laptop. A story for another day. Now, some of the things that make this heatsink compound the perfect item to use is the fact that this is actually silicone fluid, and it has a grease-like sort of consistency. And it's basically, if you look carefully on the labeling here, it allows thermocoupling of electrical and electronic devices to heatsink. Coupling is more like working together. So we want heat to be taken away by the processor working together with the heatsink. So the thermal compound ensures they work together so that heat absorbed from the processor is taken by this metal strip. Now, another day will bring you a video in which we go into details on how that actually functions in taking away the heat, and eventually we'll look at the fan. But today, this is the thermal compound. Like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next video. But before that, I needed to mention something. They are distinguished in effectiveness based on their thermal conductivity. That's their ability to transmit electricity, the opposite of which is thermal impedance, their resistance to heat flowing through them. So we prefer to have heat flow through it easily. So you find that this is silicone based. Now that those that are gold based and therefore have a much higher thermal conductivity. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Today I just thought of bringing you the heatsink compound. Most people see me with a syringe and they think, oh boy, what medication is that? What medicine is that? They imagine an injection. No, it's just a convenient tube to contain it so that when I need it, I simply squeeze it out onto my processor. Like, share, subscribe, and see you.